Hi everyone, welcome back to our data science course. Today we are going over Module 7, Hypothesis Testing and Probability. We'll be going over some key statistics concepts that data scientists use. Before we begin, we must understand what an event is. So what is an event? An event is a set of outcomes of an experiment to which a probability is assigned. So in a lot of probability questions, we'll be considering different events and different subsets of events. So, how do we calculate a probability for an event? So, for a probability of event A, we count the number of outcomes that make event A happen and divide it by the total possible number of outcomes. So, this gives us a basic probability for any given event. And another concept in probability is sampling. So, we can sample with or without replacement. So, when performing experiments, we can either sample with or without replacement. What does this mean? When you sample with replacement, you put that item back in. So if you're sampling colorful balls from a bag with replacement, once you sample a ball, you put it back in. Without replacement, once you sample a ball, you do not put it back in. So these are just some concepts to keep in mind when calculating probabilities. So how do we find the chance of an event? There are a few different ways that we can find the chance of an event. The first is listing the ways. So we can list all the distinct ways that an event can happen and add the chances of all of that ways. We can also use opposites. So if the list above looks long and complicated, we can make it simpler by listing the ways in which the event doesn't happen and then finding the complement of this. Finally, we can use one at a time. So if an event involves multiple trials, like a number of random draws, you can imagine yourself conducting the experiment one trial at a time. So these are just a few different strategies to find the chance of an event. Next, let's go over probability rules. There are 3 golden probability rules that we will go over, the first of which is the addition rule. So, when trying to find the probability of an event, we can use the addition rule. So, when there are many ways an event can happen, we can find the chance of an event happening by adding the probabilities of each possible way. So, this applies to mutually exclusive events. We can also use the complement rule. So, for complex probabilities, we can calculate the probability of an event not occurring and take the complement. Finally, we can use the multiplication rule. So when we perform repeated independent trials, the overall probability of an event is found by multiplying the probability of each trial. So all of these 3 rules are great to keep in mind when calculating the probability of an event and are great strategies to find and simplify computations.